So, welcome to the TV lineup. Obviously you've been given a lot of information, so I think what my plan is to do is to point you in the right direction, give you some of the model numbers, give you some of the key features, and then obviously you can ask some questions as we go or at the end. We have Dirk very close to us, so I'm going to stitch him up and get him to join in whenever I can. But again, there's also free time to kind of come back at the end and obviously ask even more questions. So if you want to come in nice and tight, we'll start right from the beginning, because for me it's the easiest way to do this and climb the range as we go. So the easiest place to start is right at the beginning with our full HD lineup. So this will continue, obviously, as you've heard already today. Probably one of the biggest announcements is obviously the model number change. Still feels really strange, so pardon me for every mistake I make in a model number. But we start right with our smallest TV, our greatest TV, and that's obviously the N30. So your entry level, non-smart TV, a TV for watching TV on. Yeah, obviously available in two sizes, in your 24 and your 32. You then step back to the S40 or the S45. So you will notice as we go through that some of the TVs will have two tickets on. Ideally that means there's a derivative model. Now, majority of our derivative models change by maybe a silver base or a silver bottom, but with the S40 and the S45, the step up here is HD ready in the 40, full HD in the 45. But this is also where we enter smart, and as you've heard today on the stage, this is where we introduce our new TiVo platform. So again, bring in a new offering for our customers. And I hate to say this, and I don't really normally do this in my time at Panasonic, a massive improvement over what we had last year. So gone is our essential smart, in comes the TiVo system. But I think the biggest thing and the biggest step forward for this is obviously we now get the Disney Plus app, which was obviously missing from last year. Then we take the huge step up into the S50 or S55. Again, similar process between HD and full HD. But this is again that improvement when we step up and we go to Fire TV. And obviously as you travel around today, you'll get all the demos on your Fire TV, your TiVo, etc. But again, Fire TV really offering that complete connection from content to controlling your home, like you've heard from Emma and so on the stage today. We take the major step up then in to our 4K lineup. So here we introduce the W60. So 4K HDR. Here we also introduce the game modes, our Game Plus. So again, a nice step up in what we do. There's a derivative model, even though it doesn't have two tickets. The reason for it, we have that model here. So as you can see, if you just want to come in a little bit closer, you can obviously see here what I mean when we talk about the derivative models. But again, using that TiVo system. Something a little bit different and something away from both TiVo and Fire, we introduce the W70. This will use the Google platform that we had on some of our models across Europe last year, sorry. Then we take the next step and we go up to the W80 or the W83. So again, the one on show is the W83. So again, using the Fire OS system. So again, you'll learn more about that as you go around. But this is where we introduce the HCX chip. So again, for me, this is where Panasonic are really now starting to sprinkle that little bit of magic. Talking about magic, I think for me especially, something that we've kind of been missing from our lineup for a little bit. Let me introduce you to the W90A. So again, a full array TV, and as Tiger obviously talked about today, giving us that better control within our LED panel. Here we introduce the HCX Pro AI R2 chip. Try saying that after a few beers. Again, all powered with Fire OS. Here we introduce the Game Mode Extreme, so the full 2.1 offering. As Martin and Olaf explained, everything from G-Sync, N-Sync, all the way through to our game control board. So again, offering us a major step up from what we've had in previous. Again, we have the derivative, the W93A. And then at the back, we introduce a W95 A Mini LED TV. Again, with all the features that carry through from the 90 upwards for obviously improved brightness. From there, we move on to our OLED. So, our first step in our OLED story is where we introduce Z90. So, being an OLED panel, we obviously get the very best picture, the very best contrast like we would expect from an OLED TV. Powered by Fire again, so this story now is really starting to unfold as explained by Emma. Obviously, game mode with 120 Hz, as you would have heard Seba and Ali talk about earlier on. For me, the base, it's quite hard to see under these lights, but I think the base looks really, really good, especially when you get to see it in the light. It's slightly different from some of the other bases that we have within our lineup. But again, available in a number of sizes. If you want to kind of have a closer look at later, all the tickets has the sizes available. But again, as mentioned previously, always check your local press packs, because again, not every size is available across every country. The next one in the lineup is our Z95. So again, this is where we introduce the HCX Pro AI chip in our OLED lineup. Again, 120 Hz with the game control board and the game mode extreme. Now, in typical Panasonic fashion, I should now talk about the 65 at the back. But I ain't. Okay, I ain't gonna talk about that one. It's there, it's a Z90, and the reason is, I'd like to introduce this one right at the front. Why? Because it's slightly different this year. So, the same as the 65, this is the Z90. So what's different? Any guesses? I'll point down this way. Yeah. So, it's the first time for us at Panasonic where we've had the front speaker on all sizes. So traditionally we've always had 1500, etc., etc., and the front speaker has always been available in your 55 and your 65s. This year, the speaker, and again, this will be demonstrated to you in another room, is available across all sizes.
Even down to 42.
42, 48, 42, 48, yeah, you are, as if by magic, yeah. Obviously, on our OLED Pentatuner that Dirk talked about is available again in certain countries. But I think for me, having an alternative to our next models with a nice simple soundbar really appeals to that customer who wants that simple solution. Talking about sound, we step right up to the top, where, as we launched at CES this year, we talk about the Z93. So this is our cinema size OLED. Again, powered by fire. Brings all the features that we've talked about in Game Mode Extreme, and remembering now, for PC gamers, we go all the way up to 144 Hz, and obviously that applies across the 93, the yet to talk the 95, which we mentioned, the 90, and also the W95 and W90. So again, as Martin and Olaf and as Thomas and Andreas will talk to you in a little bit, I think the game mode side of what Panasonic have achieved over the last 3 or 4 years dramatically increased and really made us a player in that area. Then I guess it'd be really rude of me not to finish with the best of the best, and obviously that's introducing the Z95. 14 years on, I finished all of these tours with exactly the same kind of statement. The very best that Panasonic have to offer, as you've learned today, not just in picture, but in sound. And obviously, as you've heard me mention countless times today, now backed up with a Fire OS system. HCX Pro AI Mark II chip continues within this model, driving it. And obviously, we're now using the improved MLA panel, the second generation MLA panel. So really improving on the brightness. Now, I'm not going to go into this too much because being the first group, it's always nice because I know exactly where you've been, and that was for a coffee break. So you're going to get to see all of this technology brought to life as you move around all the different areas. And in with Tiger and the team in the picture quality, they'll dive a little bit deeper into these improvements, and you'll get to see for yourself the improvements directly in front of you. So I think what you can see from Panasonic is a really strong lineup. Everything from HD, full HD to 4K, everything from LED to full array to mini LED to OLED. Backed up by amazing technology, in the majority of cases backed up by 2 OS systems. Yeah, we do have obviously the Google TV thrown in there, either powered by TiVo or powered by Fire OS. So again, a really nice, simple solution that brings all your content on there, and obviously with Fire, you have the added benefit of controlling your home all the way through. When it comes to obviously picture quality, the new MLA panel, but also the step-ups throughout the LED, the improved in brightness as you climb up the range. And obviously when it comes to sound, and again you'll visit the sound demo area, having the array speaker, the side and upward firing speakers on the Z93 and Z95 really bring that whole package together. That's kind of it from me. Do we have any questions? Is there anything you want to know?
How many HDMI 2.1 ports? Well, how many 4K 1.1 ports? 2 still.
It's still 2. So HDMI ports for 4K, there's still 2 on the TV. We still,
all models.
On all the models with
HDMI 2.1 ports.
Yeah.
If we talk, so we have 4 HDMI
So
ports,
4, but
two
only
HDMI 2.1.
Yeah.
Quattro HDMI.